We're yo-yoing for positions here now, coming into turn number 6, and well, you didn't see that then. You didn't see that. I definitely didn't hit Marcio Familia around as I point at Taylor Norton in front of him and try and put the blame on him. Hello there viewers, and welcome back to another karting video today, where you join me today for my first ever video on the Club 73 karting series. So we are at Bayford Meadows kart circuit for today, covering around from a couple of years ago. So this was 2019 and it was the 5th round of the championship. So going to go on board with myself here for the start of the warm-up session. So what is Club 73? Club 73, it was a series that was set up in 2008 by a guy called Clinton Bell, and he's the guy just up ahead in the white suit, so he's the guy with the big G sign on the back of his suit. He set the series up in 2008 and I started racing it in, well, at the end of 2018 was my first race, and Clint, by the way, he's now my boss at Butmore, so he's the guy that is the events team manager and the senior race director at Butmore Park. So you join me then for the 5th round, like I say, here at Bayford Meadows kart circuit, and we've got a 2-lap warm-up first. So this literally was my first laps of Bayford. I used to race at Bayford when I was a kid, so back in 2010 I raced in their junior club championship, but that was basically the only driving that I did around Bayford. That was it really. So going into this corner here, I so nearly take out the series founder Clinton Bell. So nearly took him out. At this point in time, you know, this was my first ever lap in these karts, and didn't really know kind of how they felt, how they drove. I tried to brake for that corner there, and then I realised that the brakes on these karts don't really work. So I realised after that I kind of needed to brake a little bit earlier. This practice session was very much just kind of an exploration, just seeing where the grip is kind of thing. As you can see, the track is wet, so trying to work out which bits of the track are grippy, which bits aren't. But as the warm-up session comes to an end, then managed to go into 5th place with my second lap of the session. So I managed to go into P5 with a 1 minute 33.728. So decent, to be honest, if you ask me. First time ever racing at Bayford. Managed to go 5th in the warm-up. This is the A final as well, so it is the fastest drivers in the series who are taking part in this race. Grid for this race, it's not a random grid, it's kind of like a reverse championship order grid. It's a bit strange. I'm starting at the back because it's my first race of the season, because I'm not really in the championship at all. I'm not in a championship order whatsoever, so I'm starting at the back of the A final. The race is a 30-minute race with a grid start, and it's being started by the flagman who's at the front. So as we wait then for the race to get underway, as the guy at the front waves his green flag, away we go then for round number 5 of the 2019 Club 73 karting season. We've got a guy in front who hasn't really moved off the line. 2 people, in fact, haven't really moved off the line. So going down to 10 and 1, are going to mug them both off into this first corner. Up in to, 14th place already. Harry Graves just about managed to hang out around the outside. But we've got a spinner in front. So someone just got tangled up in the pack then in front of us. So now up into 13th place. Made up 2 positions already. Now got Harry Graham in front of us. Going to dive up his inside into turn number 3. So now up into 12th place. But if you have a look on the right side, Harry Graham is still fully alongside us. I accidentally pushed him off the circuit here. Didn't mean to do that. Just kind of lost the back in myself. Now going into turn 5, going in deep, using the tarmac on the outside of the corner to rotate the kart. But Harry Graham's managed to capitalise on that and barge his way back past. So Harry back in to 13th then. Now got some people sliding around in front of us as we go through turn 6. Still trying to find the grip. Remember, this is still only my 3rd lap of the circuit, and we've got a spinner in front. So Joe Greenhall, he has spun out, and we've also managed to make our way around the outside of Harry Graham as well. So now up into P11. We've made it 4 positions so far on this opening lap of the race, so I am happy with that indeed, especially considering how spread out the grid was. So you may have seen on the grid, the spaces were miles apart from one another. Nobody was anywhere near each other at the start of the race. So to make up 4 places in that situation, I am happy with that. Now coming through turn number 10 and in into turn 11, still very much exploring the track limits, copying others, trying to see what others are doing, trying to see kind of when I gain on people and when I lose time to people. If I do lose time to people, seeing why I've lost time to them. So yeah, very much in the explorative stages at the moment. Coming to the end of lap number 1, that lap time is going to be a 1 minute 35.8. And now heading down to turn 1, we've got Luke Reed in front of us. Are we going to be able to overtake him anytime soon? Cutting quite early then at turn 1. Probably should have hung it around the outside as I cut in and got onto the tarmac. But we've got a series of karts now off the circuit going through turn 2. We've got the championship leader Jake Taplin facing the wrong way, and we've also managed to make our way past Taylor Norton. So up into P9 now. We've got Marcio Firmino on our left. He's in 8th place. Now going into turn 5, we're momentarily up into 8th place as we give Luke Reed a bit of a bump, and then we get bumped off ourselves. Now Taylor Norton is back up our inside, so we're down to 10th place now. We're yo-yoing for positions here now, coming into turn number 6, and well, you didn't see that then. You didn't see that. I definitely didn't hit Marcio Firmino around as I point at Taylor Norton in front of him and try and put the blame on him. If we have a look at the replay here, it wasn't just me that made contact with Marcio. It was actually a 3-man job. So you can see Taylor Norton, he's just gone into the back of Marcio and he's already given it opposite look as he comes through turn 6. He's full look to the left at the moment, having now gone into the back of Luke Reed, courtesy of that contact. And then, yes, look, I admit, I did deliver the final blow. Probably was my fault, probably was a takeout by me, but we're going to gloss over that and move on, pretend that didn't happen. So we're in 9th place then as we head into turn number 8. We've got 3 karts in front of us, so you've got Taylor Norton right up ahead with Luke Reed in front of him, and then you've got Ben Johnson up in 6th place. So this is a little bit of a battle for 6th place developing here, a bit of a pack of 4 karts as we go through this really awkward turn 9, turn 10 section. Very, very difficult in the wet because there's kind of rubber all over the circuit. There's nowhere where you can really go, which isn't incredibly slippery. For those that aren't aware, in the wet, the normal racing line becomes incredibly slippery, especially at tracks like Bayford. Yeah, you do not want to be going on the normal racing line whatsoever. All the rubber just kind of turns into ice basically. You get no grip whatsoever. But coming to the end of lap number 2, we're in 9th place, and you can now see the battle graphics up on the top left hand side. So you can see those graphics that will update at the end of each lap every time I cross the finish line. Luke Reed's just gone deep into turn 1, and it looks like Taylor Norton has made his way past then and up into 7th place as they continue to go side by side through turn 2. Now just going to give Luke a little bit of a bump there. That was kind of a bit of a concertina effect as we all closed in on each other in the braking zone, but we've got the undercut on him now out turn number 4 up into turn 5. Are we going to be able to make our way past him? Yes we are. So now up into 8th place. Just managed to get a better exit then out of turn 4, get the cut back on him, and then go up his inside into turn 5. We've now got a kart spun out in front of us. So that's Lewis Walker then, who started on pole position for this race. He is spun out of what was initially the lead, and he's now gone all the way flying down the order. So we're now up into 7th place. So having started down in at P15 in a track or in a kart that we're completely unfamiliar with, and in a track which we barely know, up into 7th. So going well. Half a lap later, making our way up to turn number 5, we've got Taylor and Ben fighting in front, and Ben's gone in a little bit deep then into turn number 5, and we've managed to get the cutback here on him. So, well, he's exited shot now, so we're now up into 6th place, heading into turn 6. Ben's going to quite rudely re-enter shot, to be honest, as he comes barging his way back past me, and we go back down to 7th place now on his outside through turn number 7, and well, there's a little bit of contact there between me and Ben Johnson, as I think he kind of took me out there, just hit the side of me going through turn 7 and he spun me out, but well, he's not going to be in 6th place for long as we take that position back off of his hands going into turn 8. Yeah, got 6th place back off him. That was a little bit of a messy few corners there. In Ben's defence, it's quite difficult in the wet conditions, especially at a track like Bayford where there is such little grip. It's difficult to be clean. Very easy for things like that to happen, but we are now up into 6th place. Half a lap later, and as we head into turn number 6, you may remember that Jake Taplin, the championship leader, spun out earlier on in the race, and he's just come up our inside now, coming into turn 6, gave us a little bit of a barge there. Now as we make our way through turn 7, managed to stay ahead of Taplin, but he's very much reeled us in over the last few laps, having, well, been facing backwards on lap number 2 going through turn 2, and he's now dived up our inside into turn 8 now. So the championship leader Jake Taplin, very, very, very talented driver indeed. He has come past us now, and we are now back down to 7th place, looking all over the back of him, seeing if we can make our way back past, but no, we cannot. So now behind Taplin, what I'm doing now is I'm very much analysing what he is doing. Jake did a few practice sessions the day before this race, and he's a very, very good driver in his own right, so definitely going to try and copy him, try and see what he's doing, where he's gaining time on me, try and copy what he's doing through those corners, and yeah, just try and learn as much as I possibly can off of him. over the next half a lap, not only do we manage to keep up with Jake, but we also managed to reel in Taylor Norton, who's gone a little bit deep then into turn number 6 and out alongside him, going into turn 7. Can we try and get the undercut on Taylor out of turn 7 here? We are alongside him now, going down the back straight, down towards turn number 8. We've got a slight overlap, and yes, we are indeed. We are going to be able to get past Taylor then and make our way up into P6. So we've been scrapping with Taylor now for the last few laps, since about lap number 2 really, since he fell off the circuit at turn 2 when avoiding Jake. We've managed to battle with him, managed to make our way past him now, so we're in 6th place. Over the next 2 laps, I actually managed to keep up with Jake. So you can see now, as we come into turn 5, I'm right up behind him, and now heading into turn 6, are we going to be able to look up his inside? Looking up the inside, but no, don't quite go for the move, think better of it. Could have sent it up his inside then, but that would have been stupid of me to do so, to be honest. He's the championship leader for a reason. I'm never realistically going to beat him over the course of this race, especially considering how much practice he has had. So I decided to stay behind Jake, but I was really happy at this point in time, and the fact that I was keeping up with the championship leader. So over the course of the last 3 minutes, Jake did not pull away whatsoever. There's no traffic, no back markers, no nothing like that. Genuinely kept up with him on pace, so chuffed to pieces with that. 3 laps later, and predictably Tappers has flown off into the distance, so I mean you can't even really see where Jake Taplin is anymore. He's right the way off in the distance, so that blue dot up ahead of Clinton Bell. But we have managed to catch up to the guys in front, so we've managed to reel in Alex Cass, who at the time was my manager at Butmore Park, and well, we're all over the back of him now. Alex, at this point, to be honest, was somewhat gooning around, so you can see him going down his back straight, just kind of mucking about, drifting the kart from left to right. He was kind of a bit bored, he said, at this point in the race, so he just started messing about. Now going around his outside through turn number 8, just had a little bit of contact then as we go around the outside of the corner, still side by side now going into turn number 9. We've cut across him. Have we managed to seal off P5? It looks like we have. Looks like Alex is now behind us, so we're now up into 5th place then, kind of taking candy from a baby, to be honest, because Alex wasn't really trying. He was just kind of mucking about by this point, as he very much said to me afterwards. It's up into 5th place though nonetheless, and well, as we move ahead to the end of the race, we ended up staying in a P5 and pulling away from the guys behind. Now as the final lap plays in the background here, there's a couple of things that I just want to say. So the reason why I'm making this video is because tonight, well possibly as we speak, I am racing around Bayford Meadows in Club 73 in round 5 of the 2021 season. Now if you want to see how I do in that, there is a link up in the top right hand corner right now to the live timing for the event. Now you want to be looking at the live timing at around about 9:30 is when my race is going to be. I'm in the A final, it's the final race of the night, around about 9:30 is when the action will begin. So if you do want to see how I do in that, you want to watch me do it live, check out the live timing, which is linked up in the top right hand corner now. And I've also now just uploaded a video, which is a hot lap video from this race. So lap 13 of this race, I did a 1 minute 28.111. You can see it down in the bottom left, and with the best lap time. That lap time was the 3rd fastest lap time of the A final. So if you do want to check that out, then click up in the top right hand corner here. It should be linked now, so do go and check out that lap time to see what was a really good lap in my opinion. Like I say, 3rd fastest lap of the session, nearly as fast as Jake Taplin's fastest lap as well. That was an absolute banger of a lap. When I watched it back, I was well happy with it. But coming through the final few corners here, we've got a back marker in front of us. Are we going to go up his inside into this final chicane? We've just hit the tyre barrier actually, and hit the back marker out of the way. I was not going to let that back marker stay in front of me. I was going past it, and so as we come across the line then, gonna come home in P5, a fair distance ahead of the guys behind as well. Ended up finishing quite lonely by ourselves. We weren't that far behind, to be honest, the guys in front. So you can see in front of me right now, you've got Clinton Bell and Paul Gasson, who finished 3rd and 4th, and we were only about 5 seconds behind them when the race ended. Had we not had all the shenanigans at the start, had we not started at the back, I could have maybe beaten them, and I could have maybe got on the podium. There was every chance. I had a far quicker fastest lap of the race compared to them. My fastest lap of the race I think was about 8/10 quicker than their twos. So I could have maybe got 3rd, but anyway, ended up finishing in 5th place. So guys, I hope you did enjoy watching that. Do feel free to like and subscribe, and tune in to the live chiming tonight to see how I do. And yeah, I will see you all in the video for that event. So goodbye.